Thanks, Tom, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a unique position for me as chairman of CMAP. Was the original chairman 10 years ago and continues to act in that role. Certainly thanks to our other board members who have continued to re-elect me for that leadership position. I couldn't be a more happier person, not only being a mayor for 35 years, but a local businessman, a father, a grandfather. I think the expectations of what we started 10 years ago have really reached a point of culmination, and especially for today as we go forward. I want to thank all of you for being here this morning. As we said when we started this agency is only as good as the people who participate. And one of the great successes of CMAP over the years, starting from day one, was the outreach that took place in our region and reaching out to various political organizations, to the nonprofits, but more importantly to the people of this region about how you saw your vision for the Metropolitan Chicago area. And despite what's happening in the state, despite what's happening nationally, Chicago is one of the best metropolitan areas in the world, and we can make it even better. When we started CMAP, the whole idea was to do a single regional plan and to have the participants not only talk about how they saw the future, but to participate in the future. And many of the things that have been accomplished over that period of time are written in history. Our agency, to give you an example of just some of the short list of things that we have done, through our technical assistance program, we have partnered, the partnership has been undertaken by almost 200 projects that have helped municipalities put the region's plans principles into use locally. The number of governments, including towns like Oswego, Montgomery, and Yorkville, have taken steps to share services, which is another principle of the Go-To 2040 plan. In part with the support of the CMAP Transportation Alliance Program, greenway trails in the region have increased to almost 771 miles. So we're now more than halfway to our 2040 goal of about 1,300 miles. Through the Homes for a Changing Region, a partnership of CMAP, the MPC, the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, clusters of municipalities have developed joint plans addressing their community's current and future housing needs. The Tollway, one of our main capital, 4 out of the 5 capital programs that we announced on our first long-term plan. In 2011, they went ahead and initiated a $12 billion program, as we saw, was supported by CMAP, and because of the success of what we did with this agency, gave impetus for the Tollway to go ahead and have a successful program, including the Elgin O'Hare Western Access. And just a few weeks ago, IDOT initiated a program for managed lanes on the I-55 Expressway, again, a major recommendation of our regional plan. Now, CMAP, for as much as what we do, I don't think we toot our horns that much, but I think everybody in this room who knows, who's been a participant in what we have done over the last 10 years, CMAP has become a nationally recognized organization. We're award-winning not only in our region, but throughout the nation. And again, that only could have taken place with the participation that we have had, the outreach that's taken place through our cities and villages, through our counties, through our nonprofits, through our citizen advisory groups, and continues today as to the participation that we have from all of you going forward. And that's what today is really all about. It's about what we do with that, with 10 years of planning, of 10 years of partnerships, and how we go forward. And I think you've seen a preview of that this morning, and we'll continue as you walk around this room and have conversations with our staff about where we're going in the future. We're very proud of what this agency has done, but we can only together be even more proud is where we take the region over the next 20 to 30 years. How we make the metropolitan Chicago area a place where everybody would want to live, work, and enjoy the nature and the outdoors. I've been proud to be chairman of this organization. We will continue to pledge as a board of directors to represent our region the way you want it to be represented, and that's to have a plan that can be implemented. And with that, again, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I know we had a delay last week because of the weather, and I'm glad to see that people still put it on their calendars and change their daily schedules to come back and interact with us today on on our new plan going forward. So with that in mind, I would like to recognize and introduce our Executive Director, Joe Szabo. Joe?
Thank you, Chairman, and welcome to everybody. Thanks for coming out. We have a bright, sunny day today, even if it is cold. But I really want to welcome all of you to what still is technically our launch event. You know, given the cancellation that we had last week and that call wasn't made till after 9 o'clock at night, we still had about 75 people show up. And I told the team to be prepared for it. So the room was set up, we were here, and so we'll call that kind of a practice dry run for the official launch today. But you know, it's so important at this point that everybody's speaking their minds. This is about collecting information, collecting ideas, and we need to understand what matters most to you. So help us understand how the region can get to where it needs to be by 2050. We promised the attendees that you would learn the name of our next plan, and of course the cat's been out of the bag for about a week. Jeffrey Bear had the official scoop on that with the Channel 11 feature last week, and of course we said it last night. But as you can see, the plan's name, it's posted everywhere, is On to 2050. And we like that name because nobody really wanted to use just go to 2050, which would have kind of been an easy default to fall back on. So while the plan will clearly build on the success of its predecessor plan, you know, we were very proud of 2040. This is, in fact, a different plan and not just an update. And so, given that our region has changed in significant ways since 2040 was adopted in 2010, we need a new plan to prepare us for those challenges and the challenges that will continue to emerge. And so we wanted to have a name that echoes Go to 2040, but also gives a sense of forward motion. And given that kind of simple two-pronged criteria, the choice to us became very clear: On to 2050. And so we hope you like it, and more importantly, we hope that you'll feel a part of it. As you can see, today's event's a little bit like an Apple store. It's meant to be very conversational and informal. Your name badges have places that staff can punch when you visit each of the 5 areas. They're marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And some of you may know I'm an old former Metro conductor, so I may even go get my hat and my ticket punch and come punch a few of those myself. I can't get it out of the system. But the punches are meant to ensure that everybody mingles and doesn't congregate with just like-minded people. That's a risk. And so we want to make sure that you spend time talking to staff and partners about subjects that are outside of your normal comfort zone. Because ultimately that's how we flesh out these ideas, and this is really what comprehensive planning is all about. Above all, today should convey that at this point, CMAP doesn't have all the answers. In fact, we don't even know all the questions. And so we want to hear your questions, and we want to work together on finding the answers. After getting your badge fully punched on the way out, you'll get a On to 2050 poster and a button. But let's make sure that this is viewed simply as the beginning, not the end. In spring, we want to work with your organizations to co-host workshops for discussing the plan's direction in general. And then starting in summer, we'll work with partner organizations to hold a series of topical forums that will give attendees a deep dive into selected planning issues. And at these forums, you'll hear from experts and gain an understanding of choices and trade-offs about deciding what the plan will include and emphasize. And so in short, today is the first of many opportunities for you to weigh in with your priorities for On to 2050, the region's next comprehensive plan. In closing, I want to introduce the plan's co-leaders. Is Liz and Kristen in the room?
Here.
Where are you at? Where are you? All right, there's Kristen. Kristen is Liz. Where's Liz? In the back? Wave. There she is. Okay. So Liz and Kristen and their project managers already have been quite busy, as you can see, around here today. And so let me pass the baton on now to our outreach principal, Jane Grover, who briefly will tell you about how to be a part of the workshops and forums. And, again, just to emphasize, we need your participation. So, Jane, there you are.